This short film is a taster of the accessible opportunities across the South Downs National Park. Down at Seven Sisters Country Park, we have plenty of accessible opportunities, from our all-terrain mobility scooters, which you can take down to the beach, to our audio trail on the benches down to the beach, and then Cuckmere Cycle Company have just taken delivery of a fleet of inclusive bikes, and our partners at Buzz Active on the water have just acquired some accessible paddle sports, so there's opportunities for everybody.
The activities we've got on offer at Buzz Active Cuckmere are kayaking, open canoeing, stand-up paddleboarding, giant paddleboarding, and we offer that to the entire community. Historically, we've only been able to engage with users with special educational needs or physical disabilities by having a frank and honest conversation about the standard equipment that we've got. The equipment that we've been given through the funding is going to make that conversation so much easier, with specialist aids for those with weaker limbs or a lack of trunk support. We're going to be able to have a conversation about what we can really do for that individual and make a positive experience on the water rather than a make-do experience on the water.
So we've got a range of 6 bikes available. We've got 3 of them on display here. We've got the side-by-side tandem, that's electrically assisted. So one rider can steer, both riders can pedal, or one doesn't have to pedal if they don't want to. We've got the single tricycle there, again that's electrically assisted. Really nice and comfortable, it's got suspension, nice comfortable position, you just sat back relaxing. And then we've got the off-road tricycle here as well, which has obviously got more tread on the tyres. It's a bit better if you wanted to go into the forest. We're also going to have a wheelchair-compatible electrically assisted bike, so you can load a wheelchair onto the front of that and another rider can power that. And then we've got a couple of options for kids as well.
Many people know Alice Holt is just south of Farnham, just in the north part of the South Downs, and it's one of the ancient surviving woodlands in the country in the south of England. Immediately when you come into the forest, you'll be immersed in nature. So our inclusive bike team operate here at the activity centre. So we have different types of bikes. We have side-by-side bikes, so if somebody wants to cycle with a carer, or we have those that are wheelchair accessible, so we can get a wheelchair on the front. Or we've got ones where you can have a trike where somebody's lost their balance. We've got a great visitor services team here. We have 17 accessible places in our car park. We've got a changing places toilet and an accessible toilet. So our visitor services team and our inclusive bike volunteers are keen to support people here and getting out in the amazing woodlands that we've got here at Alice Holt.
I'm Lottie, I'm the Community Engagement Officer here at Queen Elizabeth Country Park. And the most important thing for me is to make sure that our community finds this space accessible. So to be given this opportunity where we've been given these brand new trampers means that everyone within the community has access. Whether they have minor challenges or greater challenges with accessibility, it means everybody's given that option, and it means that our park has become more inclusive to all.
So welcome to Cadence Cocking. We're kind of an outdoor coffee company providing excellent coffee and cake to those who like to be outdoors. And we have the privilege of being able to host one of the trampers here. So having a tramper here is going to provide a fantastic opportunity to be able to just share the South Downs Way with everyone who can't currently access it. It's got amazing views, beautiful landscape, and so I'm super excited to welcome those with limited mobility so that they can share in the views of the South Downs Way.
So at Brooks, we want to welcome all of our visitors here, and a really important part of that is enabling more people to access nature and the joy and the relaxation that that can bring. So at the reserve, we particularly focus on people with mobility restrictions. So all of our visitor centre, it's all on one level, so you can access the shop, cafe, toilets without having to negotiate steps. And then out onto the reserve, we have a proper stone path. There are no stiles to make that much easier for people. And what we've tried to do is have benches regularly around the reserve so people can just stop and just sit, enjoy the views, enjoy the bird song. But for people who want to go that little bit further afield, we have 2 fabulous sort of mobility tramper vehicles. And they enable people to get all the way around the reserve, through to all of the viewpoints. One of our hides is accessible, so you can even get into one of the hides using the tramper. And we've really found them popular with people who otherwise couldn't access the countryside. They couldn't get out there and do that wildlife watching. And they're a real asset for any kind of place in the countryside to have.
So I'm the Estates and Community Officer for the Land Trust. So we oversee Hogmoor and work with our managing partners, Deadwater Valley Trust, and stakeholders, Whitehill and Borden Community Trust. So the tramper is a fantastic facility. It's going to be available for people to access this fantastic site and give them access to nature and be able to get out and explore it in a much more fun, easy, enjoyable way.